that goes on to say that our Father is a 3.5 decades ago, a man decided to leave everything he had ever worked for to follow a still yet firm command from the Lord to come back and build his church. Years down the line, this one obedience has birthed a lot of ministries, changed lives, transformed generations, and is still in the business.
When I arrived from Holland, And I told the people I have met God. He spoke to me. I heard him. I experienced him in an accident. When I told them I have come with the power of God, there were some who said to me, I will not go far. And I said to them, they have seen men of God rise and they are falling. They have seen churches grow and then they have become stale. But they should watch me. If I really saw God and I heard from God, I will prove it.
We asked you to tell us what it is about the Apostle General's ministry that you are fond of. Experiences, your encounters with him, all of it. We are ready to hear it. So I have a few messages here from some sons and daughters of the Apostle General which would like to share. So this one says, celebrating 35 years since the divine call of Apostle General Sam Korankye Ankrah and God's ministry. For 35 years, your life has been a living testimony of obedience, wisdom, and impact. Like the posture in this picture, contemplative, anchored, and full of grace. You've led the Royalhouse Chapel International with vision, strength, and a father's heart. Thank you, Apostle General, for saying yes to the call. The next one also says, today I celebrate and honor a man whose obedience to the call of God has transformed countless lives across generations. For 35 years, you have faithfully answered God's call, serving with unwavering dedication, integrity, passion, and sacrifice. On this special occasion of your 35th anniversary in ministry, I pray that the Lord who called you will continue to strengthen you, enlarge your territory, preserve your legacy, and grant you many more years of fruitful ministry. In fact, the messages trooping in are numerous. That goes on to say how influential the ministry of our Father Apostle General has been over the years, and he is still stuck to the call and changing lives. That goes on to say that our Father is a great man and a great father. And happy 35th ministry anniversary to our Father Apostle General Sam Korankye Ankrah. We love you. God bless you.
I want to officially welcome Through the Roof Charitable Foundation. First, we want to welcome you to Ghana, and we say Akwaba. And then I also want to welcome you to Royalhouse Chapel, where God dwells. He that had pity upon the poor lendeth unto the Lord, and that which he had given will he pay him back. So the truth is that for everything we are doing here,
God says I should bring you this land.
For 40 years,
protected. The media ministry of Royalhouse Revival Temple will be hosting. Do you know in 2024, Ghana recorded over 16,000 fraudulent cases affecting banks, mobile money providers, and other financial institutions. Were reported losses of over 23 million Ghana cedis. Online scams are becoming sophisticated every day, but knowing how they operate gives you a better chance at staying protected. The media ministry of Royalhouse Revival Temple will be hosting a cybersecurity webinar alongside experts Bertha and Samuel to discuss practical ways to protect your WhatsApp, mobile money, and online accounts from scams, hackers, and cyber threats. Join us live this Sunday, the 12th of July, 7:30 p.m. on YouTube at RCI Spintex. A few hours of awareness could save someone from becoming the next victim. See you there. Do you know
Social engineering still remains one of the highest form of tactics that attackers are leveraging on to steal our login credential, our money, and ruin our reputation. They actually use this on multiple platforms, emails, WhatsApp, SMS, you name them. So it's very important we understand how we can stay protected in 2026. Join me and my colleague as we break this information down on how you could stay protected amidst all of these cybersecurity attacks. It's at 7:30 GMT, and I look forward to seeing you. My name is Lady Dickon Bertha.
Aha! When we need 10,000 Ghana cedis.
Me?
I've not entered any promotion.
Oh, we randomly selected
Your number.
I have sent you a link. If you click on it,
And you enter your Momo PIN.
we can send you the money right away. Anyway,
Yeah.
Massa, fi me phone so from 4.
Mobile money, often referred to as Momo, is a financial transaction via mobile phones without requiring bank accounts. Since its launch in 2009 by MTN, it has expanded financial access to many across Ghana.
You know, the alternative to keeping money in either your bank account or your mobile money wallet would be to keep your physical cash. But today we know that mobile money offers convenience as well as provides safety. And for that reason, we have to work with our customers to ensure that their customer value is protected. We invest a lot in our security of our systems, and that we don't take for granted.
MTN Momo's popularity is due to its simplicity, speed, convenience, and affordability. This growth, however, has also come with challenges largely due to the activities of fraudsters or scammers.
They said they mistakenly sent money to my account. They almost made me send mine to them.
Listen, now the calls are too many. I just hang up once I hear you have won something.
The issue of fraud is a very important thing, and it's come up very strongly in recent time as a result of digital transformation. And it's not just a mobile money issue, it's an issue that impacts on the entire financial ecosystem.
To curb fraudulent activity, we've introduced a number of systems. We have our SMS filtering tool. We also have multi-layered security enhancements to our mobile money app. So we have the biometric verification. We have device binding to ensure that it's you and only you alone that can log into our app. We have a fraud monitoring tool, which flags unusual transactions or suspicious transactions to enable us look into them, investigate, and also rectify.
If we are not working together and we decide to work in silos, we can't fight the fraud menace we have in our space. So it is important, and we have taken the lead on that, engaging law enforcement agencies, talk to the regulator about it. We've gone to Yoko and even the judiciary service all together to see end to end how we can manage fraud. So everybody within the ecosystem need to play a role for us to be able to win the fight against fraud.
So one of the things we're very proud of as a chamber is how we've self-regulated and constituted an industry-led platform called the Fraud Control Dashboard. This dashboard essentially allows us to blacklist members or subscribers across networks that we identify as, conducting fraud. And the Telecoms Chamber has championed this since 2020, and we can reckon that over 129,000 IDs have been blocked. It's still work in progress. We continue to collaborate with the Ministry of Communication and our regulator to ensure that we have a much more robust ID system to reduce those incidents of fraud.
MTN is not relenting in the fight against Momo fraud. The goal is to make the Momo ecosystem not just convenient, but safe and trusted for every user.
Innovation and safety are two important things that need to coexist within the mobile money ecosystem. What we do from our end is to take safety to another level. So we go through a number of customer testing scenario before we unleash products to the market. But you can't negate the impact of social engineering.
Today, on various social media handles and also market communities with our Shine Your Eye fraud campaign, we are all over the place in this country, one-on-one engaging people in their own homes and their businesses, in the market, in the trotros, trying to talk to them about fraud and then highlighting the various things they can do to protect themselves. Again, we do have other stakeholders.
My team and I will be working collaboratively with the Cybersecurity Authority to undertake a number of these sensitization drives.
It's important that when a customer suspects any fraudulent message or call, to call us via our channels, *170, the app, call 100, or even send an email, or if you are close to any of our service centers, you can walk in and report.
Anytime I receive a strange call, I hang up and I report to 1515.
We tell our customers every day, protect your Momo, just like the way you protect the cash in your wallet.
Oh, I think we should be excited about the outlook of mobile money for Ghana. I think the future is bright. The milestones we've chalked as a country is enviable. We will continue to collaborate with the various agencies to ensure that as a country, we go cashless.
Everybody must be involved.
We must all protect our Momo.
When you call to talk to me, and the number is not 0244 300 000, I will cut you off. Sharp!
So let's protect ourselves. The control is absolutely in our hands.
Stay alert, stay secure, protect your Momo.
Hey, welcome to the live. Welcome to the webinar. On behalf of Revival Temple, on behalf of Royalhouse International and the Media Ministry of Revival Temple, I'd like to welcome everyone on the webinar. Thank you for joining us. I go by the name Emmanuel Jason Eliphalet, and I'll be your moderator for this webinar. I want to start by giving a background. You know, the internet has become very important in our lives. We use the internet to communicate. We use the internet for business as a tool that people use for a lot of things. People use it for shopping and everything. It's become like the backbone of our society. And the reason why is that important is the same reason why there's been an influx or there's been an increase of fraudulent activities in our society. People are being bamboozled of their hard-earned money. Businesses are being hurt just because of scams and fraud. And in this webinar, we're going to be learning a lot of things, how to protect ourselves from being victims. I've been a victim myself, and I'm sure numerous people out there or numerous people watching this live have been victims as well. It doesn't matter how smart you are. It doesn't matter how educated you are, you can fall a victim. So tonight, our goal is simple, to equip each one of us with the practical skills needed to be able to identify and try and protect ourselves when we are met with that type of scam or that type of fraud. And throughout the session, it's going to be a very interactive one. If you have any questions, if there's anything in your mind, please make sure to leave it in the chat. I can see that we have about 9 people watching now, which is good. I'm sure it's going to go up because people are now just coming in, so that's okay. So I'm not doing this alone. I'm just a moderator, and I have amazing, well-resourced resource people here with me today who are going to go into detail on what these camps look like and how they can, how we, as people who don't want to be victims, can protect ourselves from these online cyber threats. So our first speaker is Ms. Bertha John. She's a cybersecurity expert joining us from the United States of America. She brings valuable experience in cybersecurity awareness, digital safety, and helping individuals and organizations protect themselves against today's evolving cyber threats. Also joining in as the second speaker is Mr. Samuel Anane, who is an experienced IT professional with expertise in business analysis, systems administration, IT support, and data protection. An expert in all of that. That's amazing. He currently serves as a business analyst at Star Oil Company Limited, where he plays a key role in designing and improving businesses and systems. He's happily married to Mrs. Dorothy Anane. Today, Mr. Anane will be sharing practical security measures that everyone can implement to better protect their WhatsApp accounts and online accounts from scammers. So as I said, this is going to be very interactive. If you want to chip in, drop a question or say something, please make sure to drop in the chat and we'll definitely get to you on that. So without much ado, I'm going to invite our first speaker, Miss Bertha Asari.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me? Am I audible enough?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, thank you so much. If I paste something in the chat, will it go to you? Will you guys be able to see it here?
I will be able to see it, and I'm sure Pastor Isaac and our technical team will be able to see it as well.
Okay. All right, good afternoon, good evening. I'm not sure where you're joining from, but thank you all for joining today. Like Jason mentioned, today is going to be very interactive, and I'm going to share a few information, and I'll hand it over to my other team members to share what they have. We've witnessed a lot of cyber attacks. You know, I used to feel that no one would really we're all smart, so nobody really would be attacked, or no one can scam us, right? We're so smart that we can outsmart these attackers. But in my role as a cybersecurity professional, I've seen people with PhDs, people with master's degree, people with bachelor's degree, people with no degree, people with no high school experience. Everyone is falling for scams, right? Is it from my end, or there's the sound that I keep?
Yeah, I can hear it. I'm trying to rectify it.
Okay, no problem.
Please give me 1 second. But you can please continue.
All right, sure. So it was. I usually used to think that nobody would be scammed. We're all smart. We're all not gonna fall for it. So I worked in the role in cybersecurity, and I witnessed how many people fall for scams every day. Now, after Jason's video that I watched yesterday, he mentioned the number of victims that are falling for scams every day in Ghana and the amount of money that people are losing to cyber attacks. So there was a need for us to gather and speak about it and how we could stay relevant, how we could stay protected in 2026 and beyond. So I have a quick question to ask. I don't know if Pastor Isaac can post the link of the Have I Been Tuned in the chat. So when you use that link, you could go to the link and paste your email or paste your phone number. If your phone number has been seen in a data breach, you would see that it would pop up and tell you whether, oh yes, or oh no, your phone number is saved. You could try it with your phone number and try it with your email address. I want to see the number of people who can participate in that. Let's see if anyone's account or email address has been seen in any data breach before. Practically, data breach means that, maybe your data has been exposed to the dark web. A dark web is literally a place where attackers trade, right? They buy data and then they sell the data and people buy it and they use this data to run phishing simulations, hack your accounts and all of that. So if Deacon Isaac or Pastor Isaac can post the link in the chat, And then if any one of you could try it out, you would see whether your account is safe, your phone number is safe, or your URL is safe. That's one of the first thing that I wanted us to do. And I would love to know if your phone number was shown that it's been found in a breach, or your email address is found in a breach. That means that there are some key steps you need to implement. Now, at first, right, we were seeing a lot of, so there's what we call social engineering. And social engineering is practically a way where attackers leverage on psychological tactics and techniques to lure people to fall for, in order to gain your sensitive information and all of that. So social engineering comes in multiple forms. They can come in a form of email. They call it phishing. So you receive an email that shows that probably it's from Royalhouse Chapel, asking you to maybe make a payment or asking you to join a link and whatever, right? That is phishing. And initially, there were a lot of phishing attacks that were going on where attackers were sending emails to sending social engineering tactics to our emails. But now they've leveled up. They realize that a lot of people are very active on their WhatsApp. A lot of people are very active on their text messages. So they move from what we call phishing to what we call smishing. So smishing is the form of social engineering technique where the attackers send you the tactic or whatever via a messaging platform. It could be they send it to you on WhatsApp. It could also be they send it through SMS. And we also have what we call vision. So vision is where the attacker calls you, right? You see the one that you get from Momo, you get a call that tells you, I mistakenly send you money. Can you send it to me back? That is called vision. And then we are seeing what we call question. So question is the way social engineering technique where the attacker uses what we call QR code. So these days, they're going to paste a lot of sensitive information or malicious code. Malicious is something that is bad, in other words. So when you see all these job offers, everything, you see it in a QR code. It asks you to scan it. And once you scan it, it takes you to what we call a landing page. Landing page is practically the page you will see when you log on to something. Then they could ask you for your username, your password. That is where they start with compromising your account. So in previous times, we saw that there were lots of social engineering tactics and techniques that were more focused on emails. Now attackers have leveled up, as I mentioned. They are using SMS, so they are using WhatsApp. Now popular or common WhatsApp scams are where you get a text message or you get a call that tells you about a meeting that's about to happen, right? So it tells you, okay, there's a meeting that's happening at Royalhouse this evening. Are you not aware of it? And you'll be like, no, I'm not. Probably you are. And it tells you, you know what, this is the code for you to join. Sometimes they've leveled up. I join a group where I join, sorry. So I join a group where no problem, that's okay. I joined a group where so the attacker was actually part of our group. And so what he did was that he knew our structure. He knew what we do. So he texts you and you'll be like, oh, we meet. And so it's realistic. It's not something that you were not expecting. It's something you know about it. So what I'm trying to bring us up to speed on is that attackers have leveled up. So for them to be able to strike any attack these days, we are getting to the point where they do what we call reconnaissance. So in cybersecurity, I'm sorry for the technical terms, but in cybersecurity, there's something called the cyber kill chain. So the kill chain is a step-by-step process that an attacker will go through successfully before they're able to launch an attack. And then one of the first thing they do is called reconnaissance. And AI has made reconnaissance very easy. Now, what is reconnaissance? Reconnaissance is when the attacker with just a prompt can just go to your social media, knows you, knows what you do, knows who you are, knows what you love, knows where you shop. So now when they make any call or when they text you regarding a job offer via WhatsApp or they are reaching out to you via a meeting, it resonates to what you actually do or your day-to-day life. So it's easy for you to fall and believe at that scam. So the first stage is where the attacker understands your background, knows what you are doing, and then pivots the attack. They send it through WhatsApp. So we are seeing an uptick of a lot of WhatsApp scams that are happening. You might tell yourself that, you know what, I'm never going to fall for a scam. Wait till maybe you lose a job or you are desperately looking for an opportunity. So if someone sends it on WhatsApp, here is what they do. In the United States, here's how the WhatsApp scams work. So they send you a message via SMS. They tell you about an exciting remote job opportunity, and then they redirect you that, you know what, my manager is going to reach out to you because I think you qualify for this. And so they act like, okay, my manager is now going to call me. The manager texts you via WhatsApp, and they start texting you, they start communicating with you. They ask you that this is a link for you to start making money. You do your first. So initially, one time, because I'm into cybersecurity, I try to play along. So most of the time when I followed through. And what I realized is that you can't, they will give you the job to the extent that you get your first pay. And then the second ones are what they are going to try and they have your name. Sorry, they have your name, they have your email address, they have your phone number. So someone will ask, you know what, I don't have any money in my account. There's nothing that you would need from me that, if you hack my account, you won't get anything. Most of the time when we are educating people, that's really the mindset that, you know what, first, I'm too smart for this. They will never happen to me in Jesus' name. Second thing is that, you know what, like, I'm too smart. I don't have much money. Like, even the attacker comes to my account, they might rather donate to my account rather than they taking from me. So people are feeling they are so smart, and these are the people falling for attacks. It is very important in 2026 we stay vigilant, because AI is able to craft messages that are very easy to think it's real. Recent one that happened, and it has moved to Ghana, that I want to create more awareness. So the attackers, what they do is that now they can clone your voice, they can clone your brother's voice, they can clone the voice and the phone number. So the call will be coming. So they'll be moving from the Momo fraud, because now they know that there are a lot of education around Momo. So now we know that we are never going to give our pins away. We are never going to, if someone calls us telling us, you know what, and practically I sent money, so can you send it to me back? I'm aware, right? So they are now leveling up. They will clone your friend's phone number. They will clone your friend's voice, and then the call will be coming as though it's from your friend, and the requests will be sounding as though it's for your friend. It happened to one older person, and what happened in his case was he had a call from his son saying that, you know what, hey dad, I hit a pregnant woman with a car, and the police are requesting that I pay money before they take, they're going to take me to the police. As a mother, or as a dad, or as a caring friend, at that point, you are not thinking about whether it's malicious or not. If you really have it, you would actually action it. So this is where they are getting to, where they can call you, and it could sound like it's from Reverend Agbo. It would sound like it's from Pastor Isaac. It would sound like it's from Jason. It would sound like it's from me. Or the number will be sounding like, the phone number will be appearing exactly as it's me. So in this context, what do you do? Whenever you receive any message that is asking you to action anything, I always say that content is very important. What is the message asking you to do? What is the person over the phone asking you to do? If it's about actioning any request, it's very important you hang up, redial the actual person to verify or double check. These days, we've moved from just one-step verification. It's very important to double check and multi-check, so you are not caught like that. The other reason why attackers need your information is because they sell it on what we call the dark web. Now, the dark web is more like a marketing platform where attackers are trading your names, your email address, your phone number. So they could sell these data. You would think that, you know what, okay, I'm good. The attacker didn't get anything from me, right? So right now I'm good. But you don't know what they've done. They've taken your email address, they've taken your phone number. They are now going to sell it to the attackers, to the real hackers, and that's where it becomes bad. The other thing they also do is that they have something we call in cybersecurity persistence. When an attacker gains access to your account, when they gain access to your account and they come and they don't see any money or they don't see anything in your Momo account, they can be there for years. So they notice that there's a big money in your account. So persistent is where the attacker gains access to your account and stays there. So you might not know. as you are here, you might not even know that an attacker is in your environment and is holding on till the day you receive that 5,000 CDs or you receive that 1,000 CDs, fiam, and then they'll withdraw it. Now, the other thing happening on WhatsApp is the two-step verification that I always talk about. If you have not implemented a two-step verification, it is very important to implement it and make sure that you have a code, you have a password into your platform, so they hack and compromise these users that you will trust accounts. Like it's from me requesting for money immediately. I always play with them like you know that, you know what, of course, Reverend Sheldon is never going to ask me for money, but there are some people probably you have that rapport with. So when they send that message and it's still coming from the attacker, you might fall for it. So what do you do in this instance? I always say those who are not using WhatsApp, those who are not using maybe Apple, even with the Apple users, if there is time for you to update your systems, it is important to make sure you update. It doesn't take more than 2 minutes to click on update. Now, if you are using an Android user, it's important to also leverage on that. Now, to my point of talking about how you can protect yourself amidst 2026 type of attack. One thing I always say that be careful about the content. So they will send you a message and the message would appear as though it's coming from a legitimate source. Now with the email ones, here is the easy one. They can spoof a popular brand. So the message could come as though it's coming from maybe MTN Ghana. And it's not showing any gibberish message as though it's Momo fraud. It's just asking you that, you know what, Bertha, this is your verification code or something. Log in. Once you log in with your username, you log in with your password. This is where your accounts get compromised. So they are spoofing popular brand MTN. You could get a fake. So we created a platform to solve all this solution. I'll share that with you guys before we leave the presentation. But this is what they do. So with regards to the email, they will spoof personal brands that you know, that you are aware, like maybe electricity company, Bank of Ghana, banks, popular banks. They spoof them, so the email will be coming as though, hey, there's been a balance withdrawn from your Stanbic bank account. If this wasn't actioned by you, make sure you change your password immediately. Now it is redirecting you to a fake landing page of Stanbic Bank. It's important that never trust when you see a landing page. Always check the URL and make sure it is actually Stanbic Bank or BOG or whatever, because attackers can just create a fake landing page. They could use an image looking like Stanbic, looking like MTN, looking like trusted sources. It's always important, if you are thinking about you working with emails, you receive a lot of emails. When you get any notification that is questioning you that is asking you to action something, it is important that you hover over the URL to see where it is redirecting you to. Now, I say that it's most importantly to ask, what is the content asking you to do? Now you could check over the URL, everything can look legit. It could probably be that the person sending you account has been compromised. I recently helped someone, and the reason why he lost his pay is because another person whose account was compromised sent an email about a staff bonus. So he thought that, you know what, it's from a friend I know, that we work together. So this person went ahead, clicked on the link, took the person to a landing page. The person actually, entered the username and password. That is where the attacker gained access into the account and went further to do what? To change their salary information. So payday comes, their salary, no money came. And luckily, in the United States here, you have insurance companies that you could follow through and get paid. But in some parts of Africa, if you are not paid, the pay self cry is not coming every month like that, and you are going to lose it. You are on your own. HR, there's no one going to help you, right? So it's important, those who are working in corporate institution, or if you are running your own business, be mindful about juicy opportunities. I get people reaching out a lot about travel scams. So there are lots of opportunities that spells out opportunities about travel scams. So you've gotten this award, they want to help you travel, you want to validate the company. I'm going to give a lot of resources to Pastor Isaac so he could share with you Where can you verify these links to make sure that they are legit or not? I've created a tool and a solution to help all of this. So I'm going to, after the training, I'm going to plug it in and give it to Pastor Isaac to share with the team. So you just paste this URL or this message into the platform and it could give you an accurate verdict. Attackers are now wowed. They need your money. They need to ruin your reputation. There is what is happening right now called sextortion. Sextortion is when you see someone online, you are chatting, you feel like you've gotten the dream man of your dream, you've gotten the love of your life, and then they start chatting with you. They ask you for explicit photos. Sometimes they don't even ask for explicit photos. They need your photo, and with that photo alone, they could create another explicit photo of you online, use that to sell and make money. There are platforms that people can now expose themselves and make money. So there's a recent lady team that I was working with where the attacker took an explicit photo of her and posted it online, selling it to make money. And now it got to a point where the lady was like, I can't go on with this again. I can't keep on paying you. So what the attacker did was that he blasted the photos all over. She was a university student, blasted the photos all over social media, all over her school. It took her years before she was able to take that explicit photos down. So especially my ladies, we have to be very mindful of what we are posting online, who we are chatting with online, because now the attackers are not just coming through URLs, through WhatsApp, through phone calls. They are coming through these multiple channels, and it's going to become worse with the rise in AI because they do what we call, like I mentioned, reconnaissance. They study you. They know that, you know what, you're a church girl, so maybe you might not necessarily fall for this latest scam. They will leverage something about church, about a program that is happening, that you need to be there. They use LinkedIn, they use our Momo messages, so you get text messages about a top up, or you get a call from an attacker. These attackers are now going to spoof popular brands, so you will be getting calls as though it's coming from maybe DSTV, and the number is coming as though it's from MTN. That is the level we are going to get to. They are going to move from the local tactics to a higher tactics, because AI is able to clone these things. It will be able to clone a message, and these days we have deepfake. Deepfake videos is when an attacker can pick a video of me right now talking and then now change the wordings of what I'm saying. So if I'm saying, hey, this is Revival Center Media Team, it's going to change it to, hey, this is Bertha. Thankfully, I'm stuck somewhere. Can you send me $50? My Momo account is stuck. Can you send me money to my Momo right now? This is where we are getting to. So I want to create more awareness. Awareness is very important. Nobody is extremely smart amidst this time. We have to be more vigilant, more careful. Now, I always say that trust, but verify. Trust that, okay, this person says that, okay, click on this link. No, I trust it, but I want to verify if it's legit. I want to multiple verify if it's a call asking me to join in a meeting that I'm not aware of. Even if I'm aware of, I will go to the direct source. Is it in the WhatsApp page? So you know what they were doing in our church? They call that, there's a church activity happening and then somebody's account was compromised. So somebody pasted it on the channel that, you know what, these attackers are hacking our account. And then the attacker was there. And he also pasted, yes, they are bad guys. They are hacking our account. And they even tested me. They pasted a code for me. And then so the attacker was in the chat saying that, you know what, they texted me. They want to hack me. This is the code they sent me. So he initiated a conversation and now everybody was like, here's my code. So they were all pasting it in the chat. Now he got access to compromise their account. And here is what they do. You feel like, okay, it's just my WhatsApp account that they compromised. They are going to use that to send money, to ask for money. No, they are moving into another. They are moving into another realm. They are going to now go into your bank account, because now after they don't succeed in just texting another person in your church for money, they are not going to move into your account, because now they have access to your WhatsApp. They know that you use the same password. Your password is like Bertha at 1990, or it's your name and your username and your password, your username and your date of birth. They know that. So they're able to pivot, and they know that for you, it's the same username, it's the same password for all your accounts, and your password is even older than your first daughter. Do you get it? So it's very important that when they get there, they now move laterally into your bank account. So you'll be there. They are relaxing. You don't know they are relaxing, but they are there. They want to wait for the day you get your miracle money. That's when they will strike. So it's very important. I think my time is up, right? It's very important for us to be practically aware. What I want to leave you here is when in doubt, what, throw it out. That's why I always say, when you get a call and you're not so sure, verify from the trusted source, because it's only becoming worse. From the statistics that we are seeing, AI is going to make things easy. Sometimes it will get to a point you don't even need to click on a link and your account to be compromised. So content is very important. What is the message asking you to do? What is the attacker asking? What is the accuser asking you to do? It's very important to pause, think before you act on anything. Thank you. I will leave the URLs and informations to people so that if you want to ask question, I think question will be at the end of the day. So thank you all. If you want to follow me, I have a LinkedIn account. Pastor Isaac will give you more information, but I hope this was helpful. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Bertha. Deacon Bertha, thank you so much. I pasted the link she shared initially into the live chat. I'm posting it again if you want to check.
Yeah, and then I want to post the URL that when you receive any suspicious message, text, or whatever, you can check with. I'm going to post it as well. Then you could share it with them as well. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Amazing. And a lot of the things you said I resonate with. A friend of mine, there was this time when he had an emergency call, and they said his ward in school had been rushed to the hospital, and they need to pay for something important. They need to check his blood or something. So he has to send money that instant. And he told me he was just so confused. And what he did was that he was like, this is so weird. For me to just send money instantly as a school, the first thing you should say is, let me come to the hospital. Instead, you're asking me for money. And so the next thing he did was asking them what hospital the ward was at. And the person on the call was like, that is not important. Send the money because your child's life is on the line. He was smart enough to end the call the school, and he was told that the ward was fine. And they prey on your emotions. And if you don't think fast, you don't think on your feet, you might just fall a victim. So I really resonated with what you said, and I hope a lot of us on the call was able to learn one or two from Deacon Bertha. We're going to have a slot for questions. So please hold your questions. You can put them in the chat. And once it's time for questions, we're going to jump in. So we're moving on to the next speaker. And if you guys learned a lot from Deacon Bertha, you would definitely enjoy the next section we're getting into. So without much ado, I'm going to invite Mr. Samuel Anane to the stage to give us his submission. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll be sharing screen. Just a second. Please, can you all see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, let me change it up. So
we just lost it for a quick second. We just lost it for a quick second. Yeah.
I think this is better.
Yes.
Right. So today, my colleague, she did so well. Thank you so much for the information you shared. It was quite detailed. So we're going to talk about a whole lot of things. But before we do, so there's no overlap or ambiguity, I will do some premises so we understand what we're doing. So first off, I'll take you through my process map. We'll talk about cyber hygiene, which is basically the go-to, that's what I call it, go-to, or things you should do on a daily basis to keep yourself up to date with your cybersecurity practices. Then I'll explain to you your digital space. That's the environment you move in, which is from your emails to your WhatsApp to your Facebook to whichever online platform you're on. That's your digital space. And then whatever you do on those platforms, from the moment you log in to you share a post, to you like, to you follow, to you comment, those are your digital footprints. Then we'll go on to how to erase, or for lack of a better word, clean up your digital footprints. And then from there, we'll delve into privacy audits, app permissions. Mind you, intermittently, I'll take you through how to secure some platforms, most popularly WhatsApp, Facebook, X, and Instagram. So maybe how to enable 2FA there, how to remove logged-in devices there, how to check login sessions here and there. And then we'll zoom into passwords, setting best practices, setting tools in 2FA like passkeys, password managers, how to enable 2FA on most of the platforms like WhatsApp and so on. And then I'll do a demonstration, a demo, where I'll go to a very famous website that open source cyber security people use, VirusTotal, where you can post IP addresses, files, malicious files, or alleged malicious files, or links. Then I'll demonstrate to you a particular famous link that was used to scam a lot of people when PayPal came out. And then maybe I'll do one or two with the IP addresses. Okay. So first of all, what is cyber hygiene? So cyber hygiene is basically your habit of keeping good practices online. So just as you wake up and brush your teeth and take your bath, these are practices that you do on a daily basis to ensure that you are okay in the cyberspace. Right. So what is a cyberspace, or what is a digital space? It's anywhere you communicate, work, or learn online. So as soon as you pick your device, connect it to the internet, and you land on a search, what's it called? A search engine page. You type in a URL and you hit send. Once your traffic is routed from your machine to your ISP to the internet, which is someone's server, you enter into the digital space. So after you hit send, the moment you transmit your packets, you end up leaving footprints. So from a cybersecurity person's perspective, you are leaving breadcrumbs from where you are, that is from your ISP, your geolocation, and from your ISP again, your browsing history, that's whatever is encapsulated in the data packets. So you went on your browser, and based on what you did on your browser, you entered maybe facebook.com or scmobile.com, and you went to Standard Chartered's website. So then we know from your machine or your device, you moved from one laptop, maybe installed with Windows, using MTN's internet, and then you used a browser like Chrome, and then you typed, and then you went on SC's website, and then the cookies will keep track of whatever you are doing there. So that is your digital footprint. So in a way to understand everything, you should know that wherever you go on the internet is your digital space. Whatever you do is your footprint. And then your cyber hygiene is your practices to make sure you are safe. So nobody can use those breadcrumbs, which is your footsteps, to do, as my colleague said, reconnaissance on you. Great. So how do you do good cyber hygiene? You have to use unique and strong passwords. We'll come to that. You have to use multi-layered authentication, MFA, or simply put 2FA, or second or two-step verification. Right. Don't click on suspicious links, as my colleague mentioned. Keep your phone and apps updated. So keep your phone and apps updated. Keep your laptops and their OSs updated. This is something that we actually don't do much, but I would advise we do that as a good cyber hygiene practice. We should avoid sharing sensitive information unnecessarily, posting a lot of things on your status. Let me just chip in this. If you use an Android device and you install a status saver, you should ask yourself, how is a status that has vanished kept on my phone? That is a loophole that app developers have exploited, because WhatsApp saves everything on your phone locally. So if somebody's status is on your WhatsApp account, WhatsApp actually catches that status on your device. And that is how come the status saver can pull it up. What am I driving at here? Whatever information you are sharing on, say, your WhatsApp status, mind you, it is saved on all your contacts' devices, knowing and unknowingly. Those who have that information have access to it. So if you are sharing a lot of information, a hacker has compromised someone else's WhatsApp and they are on your phone, whatever cached images you put on your WhatsApp status, revealing where you church, number of children you have, who your spouse is, family gatherings, they can monitor you and say, okay, you posted something about a message of loneliness. Then they saw you on Facebook and you posted a status there. Now they track, okay, this is when you log in, this is what you like, these are the friends you have, these are the numbers you have. We'll come to app permissions too. All those things are breadcrumbs, right? So one last thing also is to be cautious of messages from unknown people, especially our young ladies and young men. Someone gets your number and they text you, hey, I saw you at a party, I got your number from so and so, can I be your friend? We should be very careful. So we are going to talk about how to take care of our digital footprints or how to clean them. After this, I'll show you a few things to do on WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram. All right, 15 minutes more to go. So how do you clean your digital footprints? It's about doing something I call the 5-5-5 rule. 5-5-5. So every 5 months, take 5 minutes to do certain practices that will keep you safe. Right. So you can review permissions on your phones for any application. You have to go through your browsers and delete certain information. So if you see here on the checklist, deleting your browser caches and cookie information. Cookies and caches are session informations kept by your browser to keep you, let's say, seamlessly moving online. Say you log into a website and you don't clear cookies and cache information. The moment you go back onto your browser and you click on the same website link, you actually see the logins and everything just appears for you to have access to it without actually logging in again. If your browser is set up that way, most browsers are. That is how cookies work. And then deleting your browsing history. So in cybersecurity, I think my colleague will attest to this, there are tools like FTK and other tools that you can do certain extraction with. You can pull out, you can delete a browser from your laptop. You can plug that or install that software in there and then pull out information from that deleted browser because it's sitting right on your hard disk, even though you've wiped or you've deleted to recycle bin and then maybe deleted it off recycle bin. One thing you have to do is knowing to install canvas blockers. So what are canvas blockers? They actually kind of, should I say, prevent services you use online from detecting which actual browser and information from your device you are using. So let's say I go on a website, the system admin of the website can see that I'm using Chrome on a Windows laptop with maybe 512 GB storage with 12 gig of RAM, and my screen size is maybe 14.5 inches, or I'm using a 16-inch laptop, maybe has Mac OS. So if you have a canvas blocker installed on your browser, it can actually prevent those sessions from being stored whilst using your browser on any other services, right? And then there are some ad blockers like uBlock Origin. It's very aggressive, but once you put it in, you can actually see that, let's say you go on a website that is not affiliated to Amazon or Facebook, and you maybe swoop into the extension to see what data it's transmitting, you would actually see that maybe that particular website is sending data to Facebook, Amazon, Flipkart, Temu, and so on, just because they are affiliates, and then they thrive on getting information from these services in order to run. So how many people visit your website and so on and so forth. Give me 1 second here. Okay. So using a browser like Brave, Brave browser is quite unique. It's privacy first browser. It gives you access to a whole lot of things, and then you are safe over the internet. I wouldn't recommend any other browser because I use Brave and I've read a lot of reviews on it, tested it myself. And compared to other browsers, which I won't mention, I feel Brave is secure. It protects you from the ground up by default. So canvas blockers, ad blockers. Sorry to say this here, but you can even watch YouTube without ads. That's like a perk that comes with it. Okay. So one other thing is you have to remove unused browser extensions and unsubscribe from unwanted mailing lists, because those can be entry points for people to send you phishing links into your email or hijack your browser. Okay. And one other thing here is going to have I been pawned to see whether your email address has appeared in a breach, which my colleague mentioned. So then these ways are ways to clean your digital footprint. Check it into your WhatsApp and seeing linked devices and then taking the ones you don't know off. It's one such thing. Right. So then we'll go into what's it called? App permissions, but then permit me to take you through one or two things from the, what's it called? The services that we use, like WhatsApp. So here I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a bit so I can take you through. Okay. Okay. So say we want to enable two-factor authentication on our WhatsApp. How do we do that? So first of all, to protect yourself from scammers and so on, like my colleague said, you need to do this simply. Just pick up your device, that's your phone, Android or iOS. You tap on settings, then you select account. Then from there, you tap two-step verification. Once you slide it to turn on, you have to create a 6-digit PIN, then you confirm the PIN. Once it's done, you add a recovery email. Make sure you verify that email after you add it. This will add another layer of security onto your WhatsApp account. Should in case anybody is trying to hack you, you can prevent it from happening by them being asked to enter that 6-digit PIN that you provided. Once they don't have that, they can't get in. But one other layer is your recovery email. Should in case they get the PIN, you can quickly reach out to WhatsApp and use your recovery email to verify that you are the owner of that account. And then WhatsApp's internal process will run for you to get access to your account. So for Facebook, you go on your Facebook application, Android or iOS, you open Facebook, go to settings and privacy, then you select settings. Then from there, you tap account center. From there, you select password and security. Then you tap on two-factor authentication. From there, you'd have to select your Facebook account. That is if you've linked any other account. Then once you choose that account, you select your preferred method, whether it's an authenticator app, SMS, or security key. But I would advise you use authenticator apps or pass keys because those are more secure. So what is an authenticator app? It's an application that allows you to have a two-step, what you call OTP, one-time PIN, to access your application whenever you try to log in as an added layer instead of receiving an SMS. You just go onto the app, you use it. It generates the code every few seconds, I think 25 to 35 seconds, based on how you want to set it. And then you're able to log in without reaching out on SMS. So if anybody texts you a code and you have an authenticator app enabled, you can just say, this is just a bluff. So you push it away. I'll go quickly because of my time. So let's see how to do that on Instagram. So you open your Instagram account, same as with the Facebook. You go to the account center, then you enable two-factor authentication. Then, so let's say you open your Instagram, you go to your profile, you go on your menu, that's the hamburger menu at the top, the 3 slashes. Then you go to settings and activity. Then you tap on account center. Then you select password and security. Then you tap two-factor authentication. Then after you choose your Instagram account, from there, you'll be able to enable it. Same procedure, authenticator, SMS, and so on. Same for X. I don't know how many people use X, but because of time, I'll skip it. Yes, please. So also to do a privacy audit on your account, this is how you do it on Facebook. So how to check link devices. So on Android or iOS, you go on WhatsApp, you tap settings, go to menu, select link devices. Then you get a list of all devices that are linked to your account. If there's anything you don't recognize or the last activity time is not something you are familiar with, you can just tap to remove such a device and you'll be fine. For your Facebook, how do you do that? So you open your Facebook, you go to settings and privacy, tap on settings, tap on account center, select password and security, then you tap where you logged in. If you tap where you logged in, it will give you the Facebook account, you select it, and then you see information like the device name, location, approximate location, which browser it was on, date and time. Mind you, I explained to you what cookies are. So how Facebook is able to tell device name, location, browser, date and time of activity is because of your cookie sessions in the application or on the website. So once you're not familiar with it, you select log out and it will remove the device and the session from your account. Same with Instagram. So you go on your Instagram, you go to profile, click on the menu, settings and activity, account center, select password and security, then you tap where you logged in. Then from there, you can verify the details and decide to log out. So now I would switch back to the presentation and take you through a few other things.
Sure.
Right. So we're going to talk about passwords. But before we do, we'll talk about app permissions. So with app permissions here, app permissions are basically you giving access to apps to certain things or features on your device. So you install Instagram or Snapchat. The very first time you open Snapchat, it will ask you to give permission to your camera. So you can always have your camera active the moment you go in the app, because that's the basic feature of the app, using your camera to record and share. Then it might ask you for contacts, because it wants to sync people from your phone so you can add them easily on the digital space of Snapchat. And then it will ask you for photos. Facebook will do the same, Instagram will do the same, because you might want to upload and share with your friends. Then it will ask you for microphone. So if you use Facebook Messenger or you want to send something in a form of verbal communication to friends or make a WhatsApp call, you need the microphone. Then they use location to triangulate in order to do something called geo-blocking or geo-tagging, where they can know which location in which you are connecting from and give you content based on that location. With this information, it's very important that you do not grant any app just any feature on your phone. So if you saw an app online and you say, oh, now there's a lot of trading apps online, you want to trade, then the app is asking you, give me access to contacts, give me access to photos, give me access to location, microphone, you enable all that, including camera. Once the phone is just lying down, it's getting your location. The microphone might be on listening to your conversations. It can have access to all your photos in case you have, very sensitive documents there. The app will have access to it. And then your contact list. Then they will send people phishing links or scam links to register also onto the same investor app. And then they can harm them and you. Okay, so our passwords. Passwords are very essential, but we have to learn a few things about them to make us confident in the passwords that we have. So we should understand that to have a password that is very strong, the length of the password is very important. And how we construct the password is also very important. So you have to understand that putting a password should be at least 8 or 12 characters long, at least 8. If you can't do anything more than 8, just stay with 8. That is safe. But then after the length is gotten, you have to do something by adding a few things. That is uppercase, lowercase, special characters like $, hash, shebang, or hyphen, something like that, just to make it a little ambiguous. So people who use password crackers and so on will not be able to guess your password with the speed of light, because you can try 1,000,000 passwords in like some milliseconds with most of these cracking apps. And then if you can't do passwords, you can do passphrases, where you can do something like joining words that are not familiar together, or combinations that are memorable but do not follow the same trend, like maybe song lyrics or Bible verses. So you can do something like black-jason-market-pool-5 dots in words, dot maybe school. That is a passphrase, and no app can easily guess it because they're unrelated. But if you do something like a song or a lyric, then you are setting up yourself for a dumpster fire. Okay. So my time is up, but let me see if I can squeeze this in before I do the demo. Okay. So one thing to notice, if you don't want to have the hassle of creating all these passwords, because a study has shown, study was, I think, Norton or another popular, I'll look for it. They did a study and they found out that people reuse a lot of passwords, birthdays of parents, children, spouses, and then they use these passwords on various social media websites or various websites or applications that they use. So then one very key thing you can do is to use a password manager. Okay, so with a password manager, let me visit a website real quick. Bitwarden. Okay. Please, my screen still showing? Right. So this is, I'm not affiliated to any of the guys here, but Bitwarden is a free open source. I use open source here because we are all very wary of proprietary applications or websites that we use, because we don't know what kind of telemetry the application is using to sniff data from us. But with open source tools, it's open on maybe GitHub or GitLab or wherever it's hosted for you to see what the code is actually doing. And I've used Bitwarden before I switched to another one called Proton Pass because of my whatever I'm doing on Proton currently. So Bitwarden is a one-stop shop password manager, which allows you to create passwords on the fly. You can see here from the interface, it allows you to generate passwords with different combinations, A to Z, uppercase, lowercase, special characters, adding numbers and ambiguous characters as well, character lengths ranging from 8 to 18 or 100. But most forms will take 8 to 16. I'm going to be snappy here, so we don't go too much into that time. It's free and open source. And for example, I'm clicking on an extension here. It says Proton Pass free password manager has access to the site. So once I click on it, if I've ever used this URL somewhere that is stored in my password manager, it will pop up with my logins and I can easily log in without having to type any login information. That is how cool a password manager is. It links into your web browser for any link or website you visited. You just need to click, and you are in. And then on your phone, now a lot of phones have this add-on which gives access to the password managers to autofill on forms and logins. So you can do that with your phone, whether iOS or Android. It's easy. And you don't have to think about creating a lot of passwords. You only need one password for the password manager, and that's it. The rest is done by the manager. So I won't take much of your time here. Let me get straight to the demo. So I think I have it here somewhere. Give me a moment. I want to drag this somewhere. Okay. Okay, so virus total. All right. So here, say there's a malicious link and then you want to verify. Somebody sent you a link and you want to just verify what the link is. So let's say we type YouTube, right? YouTube.com and we search. It tells us what IP address it is, how many domains, something like ESET here, ESET security, Fortinet. All these are cybersecurity databases or systems that are verifying that youtube.com is a clean website. So let's say I do paypal.com and we click. So based on this, I won't go too much into it, but based on this, you can tell that most of the databases that are trusted are saying paypal.com is legit. But then let's change the L here and make it 1, right? Let's say PayPal and we do pay 1 and I click it. Say it's being flagged and this domain is a malicious domain. So this is a free tool that you can use in case you get any kind of link and you are not sure of what the link is doing or where it's taking you. Just safely copy it, paste it in Virus Total. Because this paypal.com was used to scam a lot of people when it came out. So this is a very good tool. There are a lot of tools online, but because of time, I will end here. And then you can just go to virustotal.com. That's all you need to do. And you will be brought to this very page, virustotal.com. It will bring you here where you can, if someone sends you a malicious file, you can paste it in here. It will tell you what it is. If you come here and you want to search an IP address here, 192.24.56.15. Okay, so that is the IP address for a resource for DigitalOcean. So once I pasted it here, it's telling me what it is and who it belongs to and whether it's been flagged. So this is a great tool, one of the great tools. So I have a few of the things I use, FTK, Imager, and a few other things that I use, Sandex Security, BleachBit, and a few other things, but I can't go into them now. But because of the scope of this, we will end here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Samuel, that was very in-depth. I'm sure somewhere else people would have to pay for this presentation you've done for us today. So I just want to say thank you for going in depth and thank you for all the technicalities. Resources are going to be placed in this video, and I'm glad this is not like a meeting where when it ends you can't get access to it again. This is going to be on YouTube, on the Revival, the Royalhouse Revival Temple YouTube, so you can come back later if you have some time, or if you couldn't make it to this meeting, you can come back to watch it. If everything so far has been overwhelming, I have some few one-line takeaways for you, right? So if you've been on the webinar so far and it's been overwhelming, I have just few one-liners for you to remember. Never share your mobile money PIN. That's number one. Never share your mobile money PIN. Number two, as Mr. Anane said, enable two-factor authentication on your WhatsApp. Enable two-factor authentication. So two-factor means that the fraudsters or the scammers would have to work twice as hard almost impossible to access your WhatsApp. So we have to make it as difficult as for them as possible for them to access our WhatsApp. And the last one is don't click suspicious links. If you see a link that looks sus, take a pause, and then, I'm going to ask our resource people on what we can do when we see a suspicious link, for example. But for starters, don't click on that. We're going to be showing an MTN fraud educational video. MTN is one of the biggest telecommunication networks in Ghana, probably across Africa as well. And when it comes to mobile money, they are one of the companies that have spearheaded it across Africa. And granted, one of the networks that these frauds happen a lot on is MTN. So we have a video that we would want to play. It's a 3-minute video. Although 3 minutes could seem long, it's very important you watch this because it can go a long way, along with what our resource persons have said, to help you when it gets to that time when someone wants to defraud you. So the technical team is going to show that now, and then we can come back and ask the questions. I have a lot of questions to ask our resource persons. So stick and stay, and let's jump into the video.
Hello again. A few days ago, we came your way with some tips as to how to protect yourself from mobile money fraudsters. First, which is one in recent time, it's about fake loans. Now, because we offer microloans through our partners, we have had some people on social media using the mobile money brand advertising as if they are from Mobile Money Limited or MTN Ghana, and they are giving loans to customers. Note, our loan services can only be accessed either via our USSD menu or the mobile money app. So when you dial *170# and you go to option 5, that is where you see all our loan services that we offer, or you go to our app. Secondly, wrong transfers. So you have someone sending you a text message that he sent you 100 Ghana cedis, for example, and will follow up with a call asking you to check the SMS to see the amount there, and then either you sending the money back to the person or the person wanting to walk you through some steps to reverse it. Please note the following. 1, the text message header would be a different number. It will not come into your normal mobile money text message line. Secondly, the number that calls you will be different from our official number. We call you with 0244 300,000. Now, when somebody calls you and tells you, look at your SMS, I've sent you money, let me walk you through a process to reverse it, or send it to me back, please just ask the person to call 100 MTN call center, and MTN call center will handle the issue without any problem. Don't get yourself involved in any kind of reversal process. You might end up getting defrauded by this fraudster. Third one is about our use of WhatsApp. We are on various groups, and most at times we say our phone numbers have been hacked, and people use it to solicit funds from our family members, our friends, and those we are with on the same group. It's not your phone number that is hacked. It's your WhatsApp account that is hacked. And normally, the fraudster would have set up a different WhatsApp account on his phone and would have used your number randomly. And then that will trigger an OTP, a one-time password or one-time PIN to where the SIM card is, which is to you. And the fraudster will need that PIN to complete the registration of the WhatsApp account on his phone. So he will then call you, and they will call you to a different number again. Be sure that it's 0244 300,000. Then you know it's an MTN person calling you. But if it is not that number, then it's a fraudster calling you, trying to get you to send the one-time password that was triggered by WhatsApp people to you. Stay safe and be vigilant.
Yes. So we're back. I hope that 3 minutes video was very educational. This is straight from MTN, and it did have a lot of good pointers in there. So I hope we learned a few things. So we're going to be jumping into question time. I'm going to start with Bertha. There are a couple questions here that I would want to throw at you. And so I think technical team will be good to have a split screen so that we can just be throwing the questions with each other. And wait 1 second, let me check. Bertha on the line.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good. So my first question is, if someone realizes they just clicked a suspicious link from a strange WhatsApp message or text message, but hasn't entered any details yet, what is the very first thing they should do in that exact moment to protect themselves?
Okay, thank you so much. That's a good question. So I always get it a lot because some people say that, when I click on the link, my account has not been compromised yet. There are instances where when you click on the link immediately, they now can capture your cookie or information, right? So once you identify that you've clicked on a link, my advice is just to change your password. That's what I would recommend. First instant, if you click on a link that you think that it is malicious, right, then please, it's important for you to make sure that when you click, you change your password immediately. It is very important. You don't mess it up. Guys, can you see my video? Sorry, I'm trying to fix that. Give me a second.
No, we can't see your video at the moment.
Give me a second, please.
Yes.
I'm coming.
Yes. So as Deacon Bertha said, if you've clicked on the link, maybe you didn't come to the webinar and you didn't follow through, but you've clicked on the link anyways. What do? If you realize you've clicked on the link, you should be careful. You can change your password. Sometimes what these links do is that they'll take you to a phishing website. So if it's like your Instagram account has been compromised, for example, it would show you an Instagram page. It looks exactly like Instagram.
Yeah.
But you need to be careful. You don't just jump in and fill it out. But over to you, Bertha.
Yeah, so it becomes worse when you enter your login credential, right? When you just click on the link, chances that your account is not compromised. But then, like I mentioned, they can capture your cookie and then use that to pivot into the next attack. Now, we don't want to trust anything that is happening in the global world. And I mean, Sami mentioned so much and shared a lot of information about what we have to do. So for me, I always say that it's better to be safe than ever, right? So when you know that you've immediately clicked on any link that you think it's suspicious, please go ahead and change your password. Most importantly, I feel like people struggle to change their password. So that's what, to Samuel's point, let's leverage on the password manager because it stores all our password, make sure it's safe, make sure it's secure for us. Of course, everything has its pros and cons. They can equally be hacked as well, but it is 80% better than using username, password, and text messages format, right? And I guess the link that I posted was a tool that I worked with my engineers to create. So it's a verification platform. So when you receive a suspicious message, you post it there. It gives you an accurate verdict and educational steps on what to do. So if you clicked on it, change your password. If you didn't, so we just developed it, and then we are going to work with the National Cybersecurity Authority to use that. They're going to be using it globally. So I have it here, so you guys could try it out. And when you get any suspicious messages, we are getting to a point where when you get a suspicious voice note or whatever, you can actually check all of that. So yeah, that's where we are getting to. But let's be mindful of the links we are clicking. For me, whether it's legit or not, I try to verify it from the direct source. That's how paranoid I've become.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. I've also become so paranoid such that sometimes I don't even know what is the real website link to go to. Because, for example, if I want to go to Binance, I go to Google search and I do Binance, and then I see several Binance accounts, several Binance platforms. Can you tell me what I should look for to sort of identify which one is the real one?
Yeah, it's very interesting you mentioned that. So some students, I was helping them, I was sharing this information with them that, you know what, when you do a browser search and make sure that the one that you are clicking on, one has a padlock sign, two has an HTTPS, three is redirecting you to the actual website. So this happened to one student who came and was trying to call a contact center, right? And so the search bar type Apple, and then a bunch of Apple came, right? And he saw the contact number. So it's similar to, let's say I want to call MTN. I go to MTN, the first number that came, I just called MTN. And now she could hear from the customer center, hi, this is Apple. So you won't even think it's not Apple. Fast forward, he made his call, and then the customer care person was super helpful that, you know what, I can help you. Fast forward, they develop a code on his phone. They cleared all his money from his account.
Wow.
So what you have to do is that this is going to get to a point where when you search this, a lot of informations are going to come out. But check the URL. Is it padlock? Usually that's why. Is it HTTPS, right? And make sure that the domain is the actual, if it's miraclecyber.com, it's miraclecyber.com, and it's locked and it's HTTPS. Yes, that's what I recommend.
Amazing. I'm going to ask you one last question, and this is something that is rampant in Ghana now, where someone would want to order food from, say, Papa's Pizza or KFC. They go to Google or Google Maps, see the number, call that number. The person is able to tell them the menu as if they work there.
Hey.
They will tell you what is on the menu, the sauces that come with whatever you're going to choose, and tell you it's going to be delivered to you. You're going to pay delivery fee. And once you send the money, that's it. You've been defrauded. As something that has been happening, do you think it's the businesses have a role to play in this? Like, do they have to work with, I don't know, whether they have to work with someone to ensure that their accounts are verified on Google Maps? Or there's a way Google can innovate to have a verification process whereby it can verify businesses or prominent businesses so that people know that if I'm calling this number, this is the number I'm calling. I'm calling to KFC, and I can trust that they're going to deliver my food to me.
Yes, that's a very good question. So yes, both businesses, and then let's say for here, if you're making a call, right, or if you want to order some, this numbers show as verified numbers, trusted numbers from these companies. So if I call and I've seen the call, I record it, and I have evidence that show that it's the number I called, then they have nothing. So I think if it's MTN, if it's so there's a way where when you are making a call, it shows up verified from our end here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how, but I feel it's a role for a business owner who wants to thrive. So all of us want to run businesses, and we want to make sure that our customers are protected. So it is very important on your website or on your delivery pages, you put a disclaimer that maybe this is our legit number. We might not request for these amount before we deliver, or there should be pros and cons on it, because I feel like it's going to either get worse. So working with these telcos or working with Google to make sure that your number, I know that for me, when I started a business, I had to verify my number from Google, and I had to upload my IDs and all of that. It went through scrutiny before they approved that it's a verified business number.
Yeah.
So I guess that should be the first step of businesses, but education should be constant, educating their customers on how attackers are using their brand and how they should be able to differentiate between the fake and the legit. I guess that's the first step for businesses to do. And then they can collaborate with telcos to ensure that these numbers are showing as verified. And so when I call, I trust the person that I'm calling, or I trust that maybe there should be what we call a code word or something that, when I mention, that this is an interaction by an seller sort of, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, those are very good points. And one thing I've noticed, especially with KFC, Papa's Pizza, they are coming up with their own platforms where people can call directly or just make their orders and it gets delivered to them, just as a way to curb it. But I think just because Google is pretty much the standard of search engine, it would be good for them to be able to bring whatever technology is working in the West to Africa. That it can help curb all these fraudulent activities happening. But yes, thank you so much.
I didn't know that there's a new one happening. Thank you for sharing, though.
It's insane. Yeah, I know, right? You're welcome. Thank you so much, Deacon Bertha. We're going to be moving to Samuel. Samuel, we have some few questions for you as well, and we shall jump in now. So the first question is, I think it's for mobile money. Yes. So, sorry, Samuel, are you with me? Samuel.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, awesome. So the question is, what should someone do if they receive a suspicious call claiming to be from their mobile money provider? So you receive a call saying, "Hey, I'm from MTN Momo theft department," or whatever. What should someone do if they receive such a suspicious call and it's very difficult to trust that this is legitimate or not?
Okay, so first on etiquettes. If someone calls you, please be nice. Don't be rude. So you take your time and listen to what the person has to say. But first off, in Ghana, just from the video we saw from MTN, any number that will call you has a particular format, I think 024 300,000, so on. So if the call that is coming is not from that particular number, but it's from any other number, and they are telling you they are from MTN, MTN will not call you if you've not lodged a ticket, if you've not put up any form of complaint on any of their social media platforms or apps. And even if MTN is calling, they won't ask for your Momo PIN because they have access to that on their systems.
Yes.
They won't ask you for any kind of transaction information because they have that. And if they will ask you for any kind of verification information, it's because you've requested a service and they need to do a KYC, that's know your customer, before they will do anything. So if these don't check out, please listen to them nicely, hang up, and that's it.
Okay. Thank you so much. Next question is about artificial intelligence. It's insane the level of AI these days. People are able to clone voices. People are able to clone faces. Someone can clone you, given the presentation you are giving now. How are people, are there tools or are there ways people can identify such scams from video? So someone sends a video, it's this friend in church and says, "Hey, it's just been some few tough months, and can you send me 1,000 Ghana cedis to this number? I really appreciate it." So say it's a video or it's an audio file. Are there ways we can verify, or are there ways we can scrutinize such media files to make sure they're legitimate or not?
Okay. Thank you very much for that. This is very, very tricky because I know that for some time, I stand to be corrected, there was a video of Honorable Minister Sam George saying something, and there was a voice over circulating on social media some time ago. That's a typical example.
Yeah.
Before you even go to any tool to verify whether it's correct or not, like my colleague Bertha said, go to the source. So if it's a video or voice note you are receiving and you have that person's information or you know how to get to them through someone, please try to do that first. Then, if you are a little bit savvy and you know how to identify deep fakes, say someone sends you a video of an AI, you can see maybe the face is not the same. Maybe you have a picture of the person on your phone, compare that to what the person sent you, and you see, okay, maybe the face looks a little bloated here, or the complexion is a little different. If there are fingers in the video, how many fingers are showing? Is it 5? Can you see 5 fingers? Or can you see fingers that are glued together, sort of, or fingers that are, I've seen 6 or 7 fingers on one person's hand? How are the lips moving? Are the lips moving the same? I'll come to the audio one. Are the lips moving the same as the audio you are hearing? Is it fast? Is it slow? Does the person talk like this or not? Then if it's an audio, you can try to, if it's a computer voice, there's a way you can tell. When someone is speaking from their phone and they are in a room, you can tell. When they're in town, you can tell. If they're on the street, you can tell. And if they're using an earpiece, you can tell. So that is if you are savvy and you want to scrutinize it with your own senses, then you do it this way. Other than that, there are a few tools which are not free, which you can use. You either drop the audio message there or the video in there, and it will tell you if it's AI generated or not, because these AI systems that are now in place have a signature. I think it's mandatory now to add a signature to whatever AI generates, even if it's text. That's how now you don't hear all the brouhaha about students being caught using AI to do their homework, because now, as soon as you drop it in, it will tell you this is AI. But there are ways to go around it. With every system, there's a way to go around. I'm not here to talk about that, but there are tools that can help you. And even with the same AI tools to generate them can allow you to verify if they are AI generated or not. The same tools can help you. So most notably, ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Grok, these are the most common ones. They can help you identify them.
Amazing. I'm going to do one last question, and then we can head to the conclusion of this amazing session. Okay. What advice would you give? How can older adults who may not be tech savvy protect themselves from online scams? This is a very important question because I feel like our older generation are more susceptible to such scams just because they are not as savvy as the younger generation. And if even the younger generation being scammed super easily, what advice would you give the older generation?
Okay, so information technology is not segregated to a particular generation. It's transcendent. So in as much as you are evolving in this world that we live in, if you ever have access to information, please do update yourself. Just like I mentioned earlier, cyber hygiene is a daily practice to ensure that you do or you carry out safety practices to keep you safe online. So wherever you find yourself, this is to the younger generation, I'll come to that generation. Update yourself. Don't only be interested in going on Instagram and doom scrolling or going on Snapchat and catching up on the latest gist on social media. Growing up, my dad always taught me to read, even if it's a piece of paper you find on the ground, just pick it up and read. So I love reading. I love research. Have a lot of publications and so on. But abreast yourself with the digital trend because it is a tool that you use on a daily. That's for the younger generation. And for the older generation, I'd advise that they exercise a little patience when they are interacting with these tools because of the age gap, they tend to get frustrated when technology is not going the way they want it to go. So, for instance, I'm trying to send a message, but because of the app I'm using, I'm not familiar with typing. I'll send a voice note. And it becomes frustrating when I'm not able to type or send a lengthy voice note. So immediately someone sends a voice note or brings something, I hesitate and then I just dabble in because I want it to get done the way I want it to. I believe this is how the older generation struggle with technology. So if a scammer is to call up an older person and ask them for a code, because of this gap in technology usage, they will be hesitant in a way to supply them because they feel that the person has an edge over them. So I'd advise that with the older generation, they take their time when it comes to these forms of technology. If there's something they do not understand, regardless of whatever it is, get somebody closer to you if you can. Ask them for advice on how to proceed, and then you do. But in the case where you don't have someone close by to assist, please contact someone over the phone, the same device in which you are receiving the prompt to act on, contact someone else, or wait. If it is urgent, it will come back to you. We are not saying do not act on it based on urgency, which might be in the course of life and death. But even in such a situation, there's a way the person would handle you because they know you're of the older generation.
Yeah.
Nobody would call their grandmother and force her to send money. No, because it's your grandma, so you know how to go about it. So in case someone comes up like that, they should take their time, pause, and then look into the options they have. Can I contact someone? Yes. Okay, do that. Can I contact someone? No. What do I do? I can call someone. Great. Do I have someone close by? Yes. No. Is this something I can sit on? Okay, if I can, I'll sit on it. But then they shouldn't try to bridge the gap themselves out of frustration, which can lead to them getting compromised. For example, before I just let off, for example, a grandma who is tech savvy gets an iPhone and they're always on Instagram and TikTok and they're able to post links on their WhatsApp and so on. The moment someone sends them a TikTok, they'll be excited to click on it because, hey, it will take them back to their TikTok and they'll continue watching. Yes, but in a case where it's a malicious link that will use the same link based on the app access on the phone, install a payload onto the device to harvest data, they wouldn't be aware. So in such a scenario, that person is supposed to pause. Is it coming from someone I know or not? Then react. Can I call someone and ask for clarification? What is this video about? Do I know? Do I understand? Then they act or not act, just so they are safe. Because you cannot tell when someone will be close by or not for the older generation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Samuel. I think those are all my questions from the audience. But I just want to say thank you to Bertha. Thank you to Samuel. This has been a very educational, informational session. I've personally learned a lot. It will be very difficult for someone to scam me now, to be very honest. And with confidence, I can say same for a number of people on this live. Again, this is recorded. It's going to be on the Revival Temple Royalhouse YouTube. You can check it out anytime if you need to come back and take some pointers. We also have very important links that we're going to be putting in the description section of this video. Bertha shared some links to some personal security grade projects that can help safeguard us from falling victims to online scams. We are going to add that as well. Google has a Synth ID amongst others. And Mr. Anane shared a few very important links that we're going to have in there. So to conclude, again, I just want to say thank you to everyone for making it a point. I know we had service on Sunday. That's today we had service and people are getting ready to rest for the next day, which is the upcoming week. So I just want to say thank you for your time. It's been very nice having everyone come on board and learning a few things. So thank you to the audience. Thank you to the speakers. It's been a very informational webinar. I do see Reverend Sheldon Hinson on the line. I'm not sure if it's Yofi Hinson or our most Reverend Sheldon Hinson. I'd love for you to give the closing remarks and most likely a closing prayer if you can.
Please close our eyes and please.
Okay.
Thank you for the knowledge we've gained, the ideas you shared, and the opportunity to learn from one another. We pray that you help us apply what you've learned in our daily life and use it to make a positive difference wherever we go. Bless everyone who participated today, especially our speakers, organizers, and all our participants. Grant us wisdom, good health, protection, and success in all that we do. As we go our separate ways, may your presence be with us, keep us safe, guide our decisions, both online and in our physical activities, and bring us together again at the right time. This and all we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. So this webinar again was brought to you by the Royalhouse Chapel Revival Temple Media Ministry. Thank you for watching and stay blessed. Have an amazing week, and hopefully we'll catch you in another educative section. Stay blessed.
3.5 decades ago, a man decided to leave everything he had ever worked for to follow a still yet firm command from the Lord to come back and build his church. Years down the line, this one obedience has birthed a lot of ministries, changed lives, transformed generations, and is still in the business.
When I arrived from Holland and I told the people I have met God, He spoke to me. I heard Him. I experienced Him in an accident. When I told them I had come with the power of God, there were some who said to me, I will not go far. And I said to them, they have seen men of God rise and they are falling. They have seen churches grow and then they have become stale. But they should watch me. If I really saw God and I heard from God, I will prove it.
We asked you to tell us what it is about the Apostle General's ministry that you are fond of. Experiences, your encounters with him, all of it. We are ready to hear it. So I have a few messages here from some sons and daughters of the Apostle General which would like to share. So this one says, celebrating 35 years since the divine call of Apostle General Sam Korankye Ankrah and God's ministry. For 35 years, your life has been a living testimony of obedience, wisdom, and impact. Like the posture in this picture, contemplative, anchored, and full of grace. You've led the Royalhouse Chapel International with vision, strength, and a father's heart. Thank you, Apostle General, for saying yes to the call. The next one also says, today I celebrate and honor a man whose obedience to the call of God has transformed countless lives across generations. For 35 years, you have faithfully answered God's call, serving with unwavering dedication, integrity, passion, and sacrifice. On this special occasion of your 35th anniversary in ministry, I pray that the Lord who called you will continue to strengthen you, enlarge your territory, preserve your legacy, and grant you many more years of fruitful ministry. In fact, the messages trooping in are numerous. That goes on to say how influential the ministry of our Father Apostle General has been over the years, and he is still stuck to the call and changing lives. That goes on to say that our Father is a great man and a great father. And happy 35th ministry anniversary to our Father Apostle General Sam Korankye Ankrah. We love you. God bless you.
you.